Now at 5, a winter storm warning still in effect. We made it through round 1, but round 2 is moving in.
Plus, a look at the dangers people without shelter face in these freezing temperatures.
President Biden announces an ambitious goal to cut cancer-related deaths by at least 50% in the coming decades. I'm Deborah Alferone at the White House with how he and his administration plan to save more lives.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
It's been snowing, and that snow is continuing through the night. This is KOM News at 5. We turn first to Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy. Doug.
Yeah, this storm system definitely is 2 punches. We got the first punch yesterday, last night into the morning hours. Now we get our second punch as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Winter storm warnings continue for about another 30 hours as this storm system works through. Look at the rain, sleet, freezing rain, snow last night, all the way through the morning hours, and then a little bit of a lull, which we expected. And then here comes the next band of moderate to heavy snow working in. You can see it really increasing southeastern Kansas, northeastern Oklahoma, so Independence, over toward Parsons, Miami, Veneta. Your snow is starting to pick up and will continue to pick up. And look at this whole band. This whole thing's got to work through us, so we have many, many hours of moderate to heavy snow. Let's go through time. By 6:30, snow invades the region. Moderate to heavy snow, especially along and south of I-44. That's where the snow is going to be the heaviest. Wouldn't be surprised if we get a little bit of thunder snow across the region, especially down toward Mack County, Delaware County, Berry County. Look at the temps into the teens, so super cold. Snow continues as we go through the overnight hours for us tonight. So let's look at our timeline. Heavy snow all night long and then starts to taper off as we go through the morning hours for us tomorrow. So a lot to talk about. Of course, I'm going to break this all down for you here in just a bit.
All right, Doug, thank you as always. Road crews have been working across 4 states to make sure drivers get to their destinations safely, but the roads themselves can still be dangerous, of course. KOM's Chris Warner is live with a look at the road conditions in Joplin. Chris?
Well, so far, road conditions in Joplin, if you're on like Range Line, 7th Street, they're not so bad right now. But if you get into the city, some of these streets are still pretty covered. Now, real quick, I am joined by our chief photographer, Ty Parks, who's driving. So I'm just sitting here in the passenger seat. And if you take a look, this is what our view is right now as we are heading west on 20th Street from Grand. You can see that the lanes are somewhat visible, but they're still pretty well covered with sleet. And as Doug mentioned, there's more snow on the way, so whatever melting or clearing has taken place, it's not going to look this way in about 12 hours or so. Road crews are still out, continuing to clear the roads as best they can. In addition, JPD has not yet initiated emergency road conditions. However, they tell us that they are closely monitoring that situation. And will do so if necessary. They haven't reported more than a few accidents today, which has been good, they said. One thing that officials do want to remind you of, first, of course, if you don't have to be out on the roads, by all means, don't. But if you do, make sure you have an emergency kit with you. In that emergency kit, you want to make sure you've got some food. Make sure your car has a full tank of gas. Make sure you've got blankets, warm clothes, just in case you're in a situation where you may be stuck for a little bit. And of course, we'll have another live update at 6 o'clock on how road conditions are looking at that time. For now, reporting live in Joplin, I'm Chris Warner for KOAM News.
Good reminders, Chris. Thank you. With the bitterly cold temperatures, the risk of hypothermia increases, and for the homeless population specifically, these temperatures can be deadly. The Carthage Crisis Center and Watered Gardens in Joplin both have warming centers that are currently open, and while it's cold out, those warming centers will play a pivotal role for the homeless community in avoiding hypothermia, but experts say anyone outdoors, for that matter, for an extended period can suffer from hypothermia.
Really serious signs of hypothermia are going to include things like loss of memory, fumbling things, poor coordination. People become quite self-unaware, if you will. So they're not really going to notice a lot of those things happening. So it's really important to catch those kinds of signs early.
Tonight at 6, we'll have more on some of the other warning signs of hypothermia. President Biden has ordered the U.S. military to send more forces to Europe in response to a Russian troop buildup along its border with Ukraine. 2,000 soldiers are going to be leaving from Fort Bragg in North Carolina to posts in Germany and Poland. Another 1,000 troops will be moving from Germany to Romania. Officials say they are not permanent moves, just responding to the current situation. President Biden announced an initiative today that he hopes is going to cut cancer deaths by half over the next 2 decades. Reporter Deborah Alferon is at the White House with more on that and one cancer widow's plea for more people to get early screenings.
Cancer patients and survivors listened at the White House as President Biden announced his goal to reduce cancer-related deaths by up to 50% in the next 25 years.
Every one of you have a story. And our message today is this: we can do this.
The president is relaunching the Cancer Moonshot, an initiative he started as vice president in 2016. The effort also aims to improve the experience of people living with the disease.
We can end cancer as we know it. This is a presidential White House priority, period.
Part of the plan is to offer new access points to make cancer screening easier, including mobile and home health screenings, with a focus on those most at risk. The Biden administration says more than 9 million people put off cancer screenings during the pandemic. One of them was Patricia Moreno, a fitness leader who died from cervical cancer last month, leaving behind a wife and 3 daughters.
I cry when I'm alone after I dropped into school. It's really terrible. It's a terrible loss.
Moreno's wife, Kellen Maury, acknowledges the White House's initiative comes too late for her, but hopes it will save lives.
Even though you think that, you're healthy and you feel like you couldn't be you, it could be you. So preventative is key.
The Cancer Moonshot will also establish a so-called cancer cabinet with officials from multiple federal agencies, and it calls for partnerships with private health companies and academic institutions. Deborah Alferon, CBS News, the White House.
Today's announcement is also extremely personal for the president. His son, Beau, passed away in 2015 from brain cancer. Coming up in Health Watch, a parent's way of showing love.
I'm Laura Podesta with the unique way a dad is showing his support for his young daughter who has a heart defect.
And later, why you might want to think twice about scanning those QR codes posted in the public.
Ashley.
Topping today's Health Watch, a 4-year-old girl with a heart defect was left with scars. It made her feel a little different from everyone else. That was until her dad decided to get a matching tattoo. This Heart Month, reporter Laura Podesta has this heartwarming story.
4-year-old Everly Baki knows her heart is special. Everly had 3 open heart surgeries before her first birthday, and her lingering scar recently inspired her dad to get one of his own. Is that what you two call it? A zipper?
Yeah, the zipper, yep.
Matt Baki got a replica tattooed right on his chest.
Some years down the road, we'll be at the beach or the pool or whatever, and if she's feeling shy or whatever the case may be, we'll be buddies and we'll have it, we'll go through that together.
The Bakis have been going through it together since they first learned of Everly's congenital heart defect when mom Lauren was 33 weeks pregnant.
I was very emotional those last few weeks. Mostly just because I didn't know what was going to happen.
Congenital heart disease is the most common birth defect, affecting about 40,000 babies each year.
For the vast majority of the congenital heart diseases, it's not as serious as what Everly has.
Dr. Joshua Wong of Advocate Children's Hospital in Illinois is Everly's cardiologist.
As she ages and grows, she will need at least 2, maybe 3 more open heart surgeries to upsize that valve.
She's fatigued. She's not, she doesn't have as much energy as your average 4-year-old, but that's her norm. But she's happy. She doesn't know any different.
But Everly knows one thing for sure.
Do you know what hearts mean?
What do hearts mean, Evie?
Love.
Laura Podesta, CBS News, New York.
Everly's mom also got a tattoo, an image of an EKG with her children's initials on her forearm. The Bakis also teach their kids to embrace their differences and to be accepting of other people's differences too. That is a look at today's health news. A little bit later, our pet vet on call.
Hi, I'm Dr. Eva Judek from Parsons Pet Hospital. Coming up, we're going to talk about whether or not you can give your dog a cold.
Plus, snow is working back into the metro as we speak. I'm going to break it down coming up. All right, we made it through round 1 of this winter storm, but round 2 has a bigger bite to it, and of course it is rolling in as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Winter storm warnings continue across the region, the entire 4-state area. Northern counties this time, you got more snow last night, you get much less tonight. Now it's the southern counties that didn't get as much last night. They are the ones that really get hit for us tonight. All right, let's go back in time. Look at the freezing rain and sleet. We got a little bit lucky. We didn't get as much freezing rain, but we got a lot of sleet. At my house in Webb City, we had an inch of sleet. 1 inch of sleet is equivalent to 5 inches of snow, which that's why Nevada picked up 3, 4, 5 inches of snow. Snow during the morning hours, and then it's just been kind of spitting out there throughout the afternoon. But look at this next band. It's barreling in very quickly. This is a very heavy band of snow. You can see where the brighter blues are. This is moderate to heavy snow. So Miami moving in back toward Nowata, Bartlesville. We can track a little farther north, moving into Cherokee County, Labette, Montgomery, southern parts of Wilson County. So this is going to hit us, and it's going to hit us pretty good as we go through the overnight hours. Look at this extending back into Oklahoma. So this whole batch is going to work in. Heaviest snow will be along and south of I-44 as we go through the overnight hours. How much have we seen so far? Nevada kind of took the cake, about 3 to 4 inches, and then most of southeastern Kansas through Pittsburgh, Lamar, about 2 to 3, and then extreme southern Kansas, northern parts of Oklahoma, around an inch through Joplin, around an inch, mainly sleet. South of I-44, a dusting to half an inch, and that's all you have seen up to this point. Live shot, here's Seneca. You can see Seneca, one of those spots, a dusting to a half an inch. But of course, it's going to turn white as we go through the overnight hours tonight. Whole nother story to this, the temperatures. It's cold, it's windy, it's nasty outside. Upper teens to lower 20s. It's windy. We have the northerly winds really kicking in 10 to 20. So of course you get the wind chill factor. The way it actually feels to your skin makes it feel like 5 to 10 degrees above zero. So the cold is a whole nother aspect that we really haven't hit on with this whole storm system rolling in. All right, here's 8 p.m. Most of us, moderate to heavy snow. Woodson County, this system has shifted just a hair farther south, so you guys are the lucky ones who aren't going to get as much snow as what I was thinking. Last night, everybody else will pretty much hit. All right, heavy snow. Here's 11:30. Heavy snow. Here's 3 a.m. Moderate to heavy snow by 6 a.m., but you can see it's starting to taper off. Western counties, I think about 9 o'clock north of I-44, you're done. South of I-44, you continue with light snow into the noon hour and even some light snow showers during the afternoon. Look at our temperatures. We don't go anywhere. 11 to start, 16 by noon. High temp at 20. North winds continue strong at 10 to 20. Look at this. Tomorrow night, another weak little wave passes by. So from Joplin south, may pick up an additional half an inch to an inch of light snow Thursday night into Friday morning. Single digits Friday morning. Friday, we don't go anywhere either. So this snow is going to stick around for a while. Here's what we're going to get from this point on. The blue, 6 to 10 inches, and there's going to be some isolated spots, especially extreme southwestern Missouri, that will get a foot tonight. 2 to 6, Independence to Nevada. 1 to 4, Yates Center, Fredonia, Chanute, and Iola. All right, winter storm timeline. Heavy snow all night long. Tapers off as we go into the morning hours. Road conditions, you can see 7th and Range Line, not too bad, but they are going to drop to bad. Don't drive all night into early afternoon, then kind of bad the rest of the day, and then they go to tricky by the time we head into Friday. But the roads, if you don't have to go out, don't go out. It's cold, stay inside. I know everybody bought all the milk and bread off the shelves, so everybody's pretty set. But alert day tomorrow, heavy snow tonight, 20 tomorrow, 25 Friday. We get above freezing by Saturday, but the snow is going to be on the ground for several days.
Wind.
Oh,
that
it's
wind.
nasty.
Yeah.
So we're going to have blowing and drifting of snow, so watch
yeah.
that.
Yeah. All right, Doug. Thank you so much. Coming up, a warning about QR code scams. But first, we honor a local veteran. Ira Potter Sr. served in this Army from 1970 to 1973. The Quapaw, Oklahoma native was stationed in South Korea and Germany. We are proud to thank and salute Specialist Ira Potter Sr. a four-state hero. Topping today's Consumer Watch, you see QR codes in businesses and online. It's an easy way to get information or a discount, but security experts say think twice before scanning one with your smart device. Reporter Jesse Jones explains why.
QR codes are those black and white boxes you shoot, your phone interprets, and then everything from menus to deals pops right up on your device via the internet. Companies share them on social media and on signs and flyers.
But they're everywhere.
Yeah, and they're cool technology, and that means they're subject to abuse, like all the cool technologies, right?
Tim Helming, a computer security expert from the company Domain Tools, says scammers are now in the game turning those codes into your misery.
It could be that they are making a fraudulent payment. It could be that they are downloading malware onto your phone.
The other issue at play is that a person can check a web address to see if it's legit. A QR code doesn't give consumers that chance.
You have fewer ways to validate what it is that you're about to get to than you do if it's an actual link.
The Better Business Bureau scam tracker shows one person lost $65,000 in a con that used QR codes. And they're easy to get. I found a number of sites that offer QR codes for free. Just enter the website you want the code to send people to, and you're good to go. So Tim says consumers need to consider the source before pointing and clicking.
If I saw a QR code that was slapped up on a telephone pole or a side of a building or something like that, I don't care how tempting the offer sounds, I am running away from that thing.
Scammers often send QR codes and emails that appear to be from legitimate companies, so experts say don't use it unless you can verify the source. There are scanner apps available that include extra security, which can help make sure the code you are seeing is the real deal. Jesse Jones, CBS News, Seattle.
Our pet vet on call next.
Salon service.
Up next on the CBS Evening News, a look at how other parts of the country are dealing with this winter weather. Then on KOAM News at 6, going to have more on risks homeless people face in these freezing temperatures. Plus, how utility providers are working to prevent another major power outage like last year. And it's National Signing Day for high school football players. Going to see who's going where. Stay with us for the CBS Evening News and then KOAM News at 6. It is cold and flu season, unfortunately, and many people, many humans, are catching the illnesses. But can they be transmitted cross species? Today's question for our pet vet on call is, can I catch a cold from my pet or vice versa?
Technically, no, because the cold is a mild viral infection and viruses are host specific. We have our own set of viruses, cats and dogs have their own set of viruses. However, the conditions that predispose you to catching a cold can also predispose them to catch their cold. So it may seem like you're passing it back and forth, but it's really your own disease.
Thanks so much for the question. We invite other questions from anyone. If you have one, just send it to petvet@koamtv.com. Dr. Eva Dudek from the Parsons Pet Hospital answers a different question or brings us a fun fact every Wednesday on KOAM News at 5. You can also find answers to previous questions on our website. All right, now let's check out our picks of the litter from the week for the Joplin Humane Society. First, we have Annabella, a female Labrador Retriever mix puppy. And we have this adult male domestic medium hair named Hogan. If you're looking for a pet, why not check out your local Humane Society? And speaking of pets, it's going to be important to keep them inside. It's just too cold out.
Yeah, it's way too cold. It's windy, it's nasty. If you're cold outside, most likely your pets are. Snow's moving in. It's working into the metro as we speak. It's really going to pick up over the next few hours. We will have moderate to heavy snow all night long into tomorrow morning. High temperature at best tomorrow, 20 down to 6 tomorrow night, only 25 Friday down to 4 Friday night. Snow's not going anywhere for a while, so be careful. Don't travel on the roads if you don't have to, but if you do, be very careful.
Yeah, the road conditions and also that cold.
Yeah.
So just stay inside, right?
Might as well.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you at 6.